What's up YouTube land, Xeno Gaming here, and welcome back to episode number 13 of my F1 2021 My Team. And here today we have the Russian Grand Prix around Sochi Autodrome circuit. Not the most popular circuit with the fans, not the most popular circuit with the F1 community in terms of driving it, not the most popular with me either. But anyway, here we are, and this is stuff that I normally would have chucked in the last episode, forgot, so we've chucked in the start of this episode, but very, very basic stuff, just upgrading the car as much as we can, just flat out pushing all the way through towards the end of the season to make sure we have the fastest car we can have possible for the start of the next season. So there's the performance graph at the minute, and we are currently right in the middle of the midfield, just behind AlphaTauri, just ahead of Alfa Romeo. But it's all very close, and that can change in a heartbeat. You can see how far Aston Martin is down below, but then again, it is very tight between those midfield cars. So we're going to jump straight here into qualifying as normal, and first lap here in quali, and I'm going to come around the final corner, and we're going to be in the 1 minute 31.4. So pretty good start, and you can see we're already ahead of Lundgaard. Now same set of tyres, second lap. This time I came in, but though I didn't do it straight away. But yeah, second lap, same set of tyres, used tyres here, and we were improving it until that little mistake just there coming into the last sector. So we pretty much matched time. We're 6/100ths down on the time, so that's alright. New set of tyres and end of the session, and we are improving here just about a tenth up, just under a tenth here coming into the last corner. Last two corners is very important, and we gain a bit of time there, and into the last corner, gain and lose a little bit though, and we come across the line. And is that good enough for Q2? Hamilton goes fastest in the session. Not sure yet, not sure. Scroll. Come on, hurry up. What is it? Is it good enough? You go through, and there we are, 16th, just good enough, just scrape through on a 31.2 compared to Russell. But you can see Giovinazzi in the Alpha in the 30s, everyone above us in the 1 minute 30s. Lundgaard qualifies in 18th position, so I was thinking it was a pretty decent lap. I thought this is a scrub set of tyres here for Q2 now, but yeah, trying to find that time is going to be difficult as we come across the line here on a scrub set of tyres, and we do a 31.7, so half a second slower than our Q1 time. So now we've got a new set of boots, and we're going to do a full lap here of the track here to end Q2 and see where we can qualify for the Russian Grand Prix as we start our lap and shift up to 8th gear, open the DRS, and now swing through turn 1 easily flat. Be quiet please, Jeff, thank you. And now braking at the 100-meter point, back down the 3rd gear, apex, early throttle, and then easily flat through turns 3, or actually turn 4 I think this is, easily flat through turn 4, and then braking into turn 5, down the 4th gear on the throttle as early as can, using all the track there, probably a little bit too much to be honest. Back down the 4th gear for turn 6, getting it in nice and tight. Then you got 7 and 8 here, I believe that's 7 and this is 8, not sure though. Just going to go with it though, and 5th gear, and then same for turn 9, 5th gear, and nicely done as we going to come. This is important braking zone here for the long back straight to get off the power as early as possible. We've got a really smooth exit there. We're half a second up, 6/10ths up on our time already, which is a good sign. But will it be enough to be through Q2? We're going to have to nail this last sector here. Braking hard here into the chicane just before the 100-meter board, 3rd gear, using plenty of curb on the inside, get it nicely turned in there. Now trying to be smooth on the throttle there, be careful not to spin the rear wheels, actually losing time, being too cautious. 2nd gear corner here for the chicane, getting in nice and early, trying to be smooth on the throttle once again, using the track nicely there actually this time. Coming into the penultimate corner, 4th gear, using the curb on the outside, inside, outside. Last corner, just chuck it in, put the power down. Doesn't matter about the exit too much because the line's right there, and we come across the line, and it is a 1 minute 30.99 or 389. Oh, sorry, 997. I was looking at the wrong thing. 997. We're still 16th, but it is a really good time, and happy to be in the 1 minute 30. It's very tight. We're less than a tenth behind Giovinazzi, who's in 12th. So yeah, really happy. A lot of cars there in the 1 minute doing a 30.9. So that's unfortunate. We're on the bottom end of it. But that's qualifying 16th. It's good to be in Q2, and we're on the soft tyre. We've got a wet race, sorry, so we'll see how that all unfolds. But yeah, without further ado, we'll give it over to Crofty, and he will take us through for the race introduction.
Welcome one and all to today's Grand Prix here in southern Russia. A beautiful location besides the Black Sea and a race that has historically been dominated by the Silver Arrows. Mercedes have won here 6 times since the first race in 2014. Can someone else muscle in on that record here today? Well, it's certainly not the best weather out on the Sochi street circuit today. A track that boasts 18 corners, 12 to the right and 6 to the left. And it's a track that combines both fast corners and long straights, resulting in speeds of excess of 200 miles an hour. But with these conditions, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a safety car out there today. It's not going to be plain sailing for our drivers today, although with the sky falling as it is, perhaps sailing isn't too far from the truth. And Anthony Davidson, could be a wet one today. Great to have you with us. What are your thoughts?
It is a touch damp, isn't it? Well, as a driver, there are 3 big things to worry about when racing in these kind of conditions: standing water, tyre temperature and visibility. Judging distance to the cars around you is really tricky when you're driving through the vast amounts of spray that these wet weather Pirelli tyres kick up.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Norris, Sergio Perez and Leclerc, Ricciardo, Ocon, Giovinazzi and Kimi Raikkonen, Stroll, Vettel, Jackson and Sainz. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Mick Schumacher, Fernando Alonso, they've taken a grid penalty. Nicholas Latifi and Pierre Gasly. Russell, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Lundgaard, Tsunoda and Nikita Mazepin. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
Well. As you can see, we have got a lot of rain coming down. It's pouring here in Sochi. And we've got intermediate tyres at least. Not full wet, so it's not. But you can see the weather's pretty bad from the radar above there. We're taking fuel at the car. Don't need it. You don't use as much fuel in the rain. So I went a lap under. Probably could have done more in hindsight. But, you know, we'll find out. Well, I know. But you guys will find out shortly why, I guess. But, yeah. Anyway. Looking forward to this one, and hopefully we have a good race here in Russia with the 5 red lights.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
Coming on here for the start of the Russian Grand Prix, a wet Russian Grand Prix. And let's go here in Sochi, and we get a decent start compared to Sebastian Vettel. Stroll's made a good start, Raikkonen not so good, and we're going to be very, very tentative. You've got Vettel on my inside, he's coming through now. Through turn 1, he had the inside, he's actually pushed me all the way to the outside of the curve. I don't like the position I'm in here, so I decided to let the throttle off. Vettel's just cut right in front of me. I'm lucky not to break my front wing there and just avoid what happened to me in Monza. And we go around the outside of turn 1 and we almost get past Vettel there, but then just a little bit too much on the throttle pedal and we almost spin it. We've got Alonso behind us now and Sainz, but we're going to go down the inside of Vettel. And we're going to make that move stick actually somehow. So it's a good move on Sebastian Vettel. And I didn't expect that coming as we come into turn 6. And we're now behind Raikkonen. So you've got a few cars behind us out of position because of their grid penalties. So we'll just see how that all unfolds throughout the course of the race. As we go off the track here, you know, I have not driven in intermediate wet conditions on this game since last year. That's true. And I've only driven in the dry since I've come back. And this was very, very challenging for me. I'm just not used to it at all, and I'm just trying to understand what I should be doing, how I should be driving the car, and Vettel's coming back at me here, and I defended well in the previous corner, but you can see Raikkonen already skipping away, so we just need to find a way to settle down into a rhythm and see if we can just pull a little bit of a gap from Vettel and just be a bit more comfortable. I'm not comfortable with him right behind my gearbox at the minute, and I'm not even thinking about attacking Raikkonen at the minute. I'm just thinking, oh, as we almost looped the car there, I'm just thinking about trying to get into the groove of this racetrack in these conditions, trying to get used to the car, and see how it responds. You can see my braking's completely wrong into the penultimate corner, and we don't lose a position there, but we don't help ourselves either, losing more time to Raikkonen ahead. And Vettel's actually a little bit behind and has got to deal with Fernando Alonso for now, so that's a bit of a blessing. But now that's the end of the first lap, and we have managed to make up one position at 12th. We've badly locked up the front tyres though, and we go off the track at turn 1. This is now lap 4. Raikkonen's got 2 seconds on us. We've got Vettel right behind us coming to turn 1. Again, locking the front right tyre, going off the track, just struggling to deal with that. And this time I actually pick up a warning for corner cutting turn 2 there, so you've got to be a bit careful not to do that too often. And we've got Vettel right behind us, and is he going to attack here into turn 4? No, he's not. He thinks better of it. But I run quite wide through 4, so as Vettel maybe get a chance. He's not close enough though to take advantage. As we come down into turn 6, again I don't get my braking right, and this time I'm off the track at turn 6, and this time Sebastian Vettel's on my inside. As I come back on the track, there's actually contact there, and that's a bit of a dangerous re-entry, but Vettel gets through. But I think what's happened here, he's broken his front wing a bit to that lime green colour, and so he's now got terrible understeer all of a sudden. He's going very slowly here, so I'm trying to re-overtake him, and he shuts the door there, so I have to back out of it. And coming onto the back straight now, you can see how slow he was there, and I flicked the overtake on, almost get a bit of a wheel spin there in 5th gear, but I'm not close enough to make an attack on Sebastian Vettel. So I'm thinking about a move, he's braking early and I've got no chance, so I back out of it. And then I get pole drilled up the rear by Alonso, and there's a bit of debris flying. It's a Ferrari. There's a safety car is deployed. Fernando Alonso is pulling to the side of the mini-map there. He is out of the Grand Prix. So I don't know what's happened. All I know is there's been a massive accident just behind us, and they've hit my car, but I haven't suffered any damage. The AI, Sebastian Vettel there, decides to pit, but everybody's staying out. He's pitting because he broke his front wing, so that's why he's pitting. This is a strange little accident here, but we're going to show a replay now to just unpack what's kind of happened here. So first things first, we're going to be following my car from the distance here, and you can see I'm slipstreaming Vettel and looking for a move into the chicane, but I'm not close enough and decide to back out of it, think better of it. And you can see here there's a bit of a concertina effect, and Alonso goes into the back of me, Sainz goes into the back of him, Gasly gets involved as well. So on board from Sainz, I think this is the best on board of the 3 cars, and you can see he's behind Alonso, and Alonso misjudges it, and Sainz even worse misjudges it. Drives straight into the back of Fernando. I believe that breaks Fernando's rear suspension because his front wheels were alright. But anyway, and Alonso's out the race. Vettel, Gasly and Sainz all in for repair, so they're all at the back of the field, and now we're off and ready for a restart here on lap 7. So we're sitting in P12 and just thinking about getting into the rhythm. It's good I've got Schumacher behind, because I know Schumacher in that Haas car isn't as fast, same as Latifi. They just won't attack me as much, so I've got a bit of breathing room behind me, and the goal is just get into the rhythm of this race and see if I can unpack on how to drive this car in the wet. You can see it's lap 10, we've got 1 second on Schumacher, he's not directly behind me, and we're only 6/10 behind Raikkonen. Before the safety car, we were 2 seconds behind him, so this time we are keeping up, and I think I've just got a little bit of better understanding as I go a little bit deeper in the 1 though, and pick up another corner cutting penalty at that corner, so I can't do that again I think. But yeah, just starting to understand how this car works in these conditions, and how I need to also adapt my driving style, where I need to brake, and I'm just learning every lap and getting better and better. You can see really nice turn 4 there. Coming into lap 11 here, Raikkonen's actually dropping back from the cars ahead. We're right on behind him. We're pulling away from Schumacher here into turn 4. He's so slow I actually avoid, but I was probably a little bit deep as well. Would have went off the track either way. But yeah, getting more comfortable with my car now in these conditions, and on to lap 13, and Raikkonen's coming into the pit lane, so it looks like Lance Stroll is in the pit lane. A whole bunch of other cars already in the lane, and they're making their first pit stop, and this is where my strategy is now going to come into play. I was feeling really good on these tyres, and they're only at about 20% worn, or 24, yeah, not like maybe a little bit more, like maybe like 25% worn. And I'm thinking of going to the end of this Grand Prix on these tyres, and you can see the other drivers make their stop. Here comes Valtteri Bottas out in the lead of the Grand Prix by quite a margin. Verstappen running in second. He's 3 seconds behind me. Already made his first stop. Perez in his in the pit lane, and Hamilton's going to be in third. He's going to just get ahead of Perez here. So Hamilton in fourth. Actually, we are effectively now P2 in this Grand Prix with this strategy we're running. Lap 17 here. We've got Verstappen all over us here. And I was just trying not to make a mistake. Hamilton's got the fastest lap. He's flying at the stage of the Grand Prix. He's closing up, so is everyone behind. And here into turn 6, we go a little bit deep. Same thing as what we did earlier in the Grand Prix. And this time, Verstappen's already passed us before we can even get back on track. So we lose P2 there. And now we're going to have to defend from the championship leader, Lewis Hamilton, the 7 times world champion. And we have a huge moment on the rear. And now can Hamilton go right round the outside in the rain? He's trying to. He's got better tyres, he's got fresh tyres, got a better car, but he's not able to do it. We leave him the space through turn 4. He's not able to get quite alongside, and we get a good exit out of turn 4, and we managed to keep, or turn 5, and managed to keep it for turn 6. So moving now to lap 18 here to the back straight. It's the same lap actually, and Hamilton, he's going to have another go here. Is he? We brake conservatively into, I think it's turn 13 and 14, and Hamilton having a look into the chicane, not quite far enough alongside to make the move stick though. So now this is getting very difficult to defend from Hamilton in the Mercedes. You can see Bottas already 9 seconds ahead of us, Verstappen already 3 seconds ahead of us, so Hamilton desperate to get by. Now Verstappen 5.6 seconds ahead, so Hamilton desperate to get past it. The wind probably is out of his grasp, but maybe if he can get past me very quickly, maybe he can chase down Max Verstappen. So he's got a really, really good toe here. Hamilton's got a really good run. I'm sure he's using overtake, as I am. And he's now got the inside for the sweeping left-hander here into the braking zone. And he's out-braking me, and I let him... Well, I actually was trying to stay ahead, but he just out-braked me and outclassed me into that corner. And Hamilton is now into third position, and that's our chance for a podium gone. Our maiden podium chance gone, as we now have Sergio Perez chasing us here behind on lap 21, and it's very difficult to keep him behind, but a little bit easier than Hamilton and Verstappen, if I do say so myself. He's not as fast as those guys. As we now break into, there's yellow flags ahead. It's a Red Bull dot there stopped in the map, as I get a little bit distracted, make a mistake. But here we're going to have Max Verstappen. What's happened to Verstappen? He's spun on the exit of the turn, and he has genuinely spun because he is not retired. You can see he's now on the minimap getting himself straightened up and returning back to normal racing speed. Unbelievable. Max Verstappen has made a mistake, and here it is coming through chicane in second gear he's in, not in third, and he puts a boot full of throttle and just loops it around. Unbelievable. Keeps it out of the barrier. But Max Verstappen was second in this Grand Prix, and he's now, I believe, in 8th or 7th. I believe, no, he's in... Norris is 5th, Ricciardo 6th, there's a Ferrari there in 7th, that'd be Leclerc. Max Verstappen is in 8th place, but we've got more issues than Max Verstappen at the minute. We've got his teammate, Sergio Perez. Maybe he's going to look at us into turn 1, not quite. And now we are desperately, we've got 5 laps to hold on till podium here. And lap 24 now, and we're still just holding on. And you can see our tyres at 47% worn is the worst one on the front left, and the rear left, sorry, at 48% is the worst one. But the tyres are in good condition, probably not as good as what the AI have. Obviously, they've probably got a half that. But yeah, as I said, the one-stop really working a treat here. The car, when I'm not being bothered by the cars behind, is fine to drive. The tyres are fine, and when I'm not being pressured into a mistake, it is actually nice. The car has got plenty of grip still, and we are quite a long way away ahead of Kimi Räikkönen, who we were battling before. So we've made a lot of time, and we're fighting with guys that we wouldn't normally be fighting with because of the no-stop strategy around Russia. But is Perez having another attack at us here into the chicane? No, but we go very, very deep. We're off the track, actually. And can Perez go around the outside here? It's going to be very difficult. And I close the line to make sure he cannot drive around the outside. That would be embarrassing. You can see Bottas 28 seconds ahead, Hamilton 14, but Perez is going for it down to turn 2. And we managed to hold on. We have a little bit of a slide, more sliding action. You can see how much the two Mercs are away, though, out front. Bottas looking like he's going on to win his 3rd consecutive Grand Prix with 2 laps to go here. But we've got more issues now.
Check your MFD for a new
We got
strategy option.
a strategy update. I don't need no strategy update. I quickly clear it, but I think I just get a little bit distracted on the braking. I go deep into 6th for the 3rd time, and Perez doesn't need a second invitation. He takes the position. He takes away our maiden podium here for Zeno Racing and for Jack Zeno. Oh, what a disaster that is. And Perez takes it. He snatches the podium away. We can't keep up with him. So now we're going to defend a 4th place from Lando Norris. 1 lap to go here in this Grand Prix half. Norris is having a look at us into turn 6, and we go deep again, trying to defend. This time we keep it on the track, but Norris is on our inside. We're using overtake, we're using everything, all the resources we got, and Norris on the inside. We turn into the corner, there's contact, Norris spins, we survive, and we're going to keep 4th. We probably squeezed him a little bit too hard there. Similar incident to the one we had with Ocon in Monza. So yeah, a bit unfortunate there for Lando Norris. He drops to 8th place now, but we're going to come across the line here in 4th place. Valtteri Bottas wins his 3rd race in a row, and who knows what he did before, because I actually can't remember what happened in previous races before these last 3. We come across the line though to finish in 4th place, so great result, our best result ever, and we're going to give it to David Croft for a race breakdown.
The Mercedes team pulled out a fantastic performance today. They should be proud. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it. So, let's review the drivers' standings. Despite the best efforts of our championship leader, that lead has taken a bit of a knock today. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
I have to give it to Jackson. They demonstrated a very delicate touch in close proximity to other cars, as well as showing a lot of maturity and patience in difficult situations.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Wow, what a Grand Prix, guys. Valtteri Bottas wins, Hamilton 2nd, and Sergio Perez rounds out the podium. Myself in 4th, Daniel Ricciardo with a 5th for McLaren, 6th. Leclerc, disappointing for Max Verstappen to finish 7th after he's in such a strong position. 8th for Norris, 9th for Giovinazzi, and 10th for Lance Stroll, 1 point. Kimi Räikkönen finishing 12th, so that's where we would have been on the one stop. A teammate Lundgaard nowhere. The guys all that got caught up in accidents nowhere. The AOA, they don't seem like they can overtake in the rain each other. They can overtake me, I can overtake them, but it doesn't seem like they can overtake each other in the rain without that DRS assistance, which is disappointing. But with 12 points, that's a huge jump for us. That podium will come eventually. Probably just need that little bit faster car to do that. We were definitely out of position today, just due to a great strategy of not pitting. So good points. We jump ahead of Sebastian Vettel in the driver standings. Now on 18 points, 2 points behind Aston Martin. Stroll scored some points today. He finished 9th, I believe, so not quite level with them, but we're 2 points behind them. We're fighting for them for 7th in the Constructors. Alpine are out of reach. We're quite clearly comfortable ahead of Alfa Romeo. Williams and Haas have not scored yet. So Mercedes, in terms of the actual Constructors, quite clear on top. Bottas now only 39 points behind, 3 wins on the bounce. Well done, Valtteri, and winning at his favourite circuit in Sochi. So that's going to be all for Russia, and we gain in the rivalry a lot. I skipped by it quickly this time, unfortunately, but it's pretty close to the finish. But now coming back, we're going to upgrade the chassis for the building area and get some more resource points. Going to make an upgrade here on fuel efficiency, a major upgrade, so we can have a lighter car during races. Hopefully that helps us be a little bit faster and we don't have to carry as much fuel. So anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this episode of my team.
Under parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car, ready for the next race weekend.
It's good, no failures. So that's to look forward to. The most toughest Grand Prix, one of the toughest on the calendar. Singapore, 31 laps of just corners pretty much. It's very difficult. So I hope you all come for next time. Please subscribe, like this video, comment your feedback down in the comment section below. And my team is back on my channel. We've got Singapore up next. I hope you all stay for that. Until then, goodbye.